Hello coders, I hope you are coding well. In the previous video, we created test result entity, DTO and repository classes in our Spring Boot application. And in today's video, we will create a DTO for the submit test request. And then we will create a submit test method in our test service. And in this method, we will write the logic to calculate the correct answers of the user, and then we will save the data in our test result table. So let's get started. So in our Spring Boot application, first of all, we need to create a DTO for the submit test API. And to do this, we will right click on the DTO package and we will choose a new Java class, and we will name this class as submit test DTO. And after this, we will annotate this class with @data annotation from Lombok to get the getters and setters. And after this, in this submit test DTO, we need to get the test ID, user ID and the responses. So for the test ID, we will write private and the data type of this will be long, and we will name this as test ID. And after this, we need the user ID. So we will write private and the data type of this will be long as well, and we will name this as user ID. And after this, we need a list of responses given by the user with the question ID. So we will write private, and for the data type we will mention list, and we will import it from java.util, and this will be of type question response, and we will name this as responses. Now we need to create this question response DTO class, and to do this we will again right click on the DTO package and we will choose a new Java class, and we will name this class as question response. And after this, we will annotate this class with @data annotation from Lombok. And after this, in this question response, we need to get the question ID and the selected option of the answer from the front end. So for the question ID, we will write private and the data type of this will be long, and we will name this as question ID. And after this, we need to get the selected option, and to do this we will write private and the data type of this will be string, and we will name this as selected option. And with this, our question response DTO class is completed. Now let's open submit test DTO, and as you can see, the error for the question response class got resolved. Now we need to create a method for the logic of this API in the service, and to do this we will open test service implementation. And in this class, first of all, we need to inject the test result repository, and to do this we will write @auto-void annotation, and after this we will write private, and then we will mention test result repository, and we will import it from quizserver.repository package. And after this we will name this as test result repository. And after this we will go to the end of this class, and we will start writing a new method, and this method will return test result DTO, and we will import it from quizserver.dto package. And after this we will name this method as submit test, and in this method we need to accept the submit test DTO. So we will write submit test DTO, and we will name this as request. And after this, in the body of this method, first of all we need to get the test and the user, and for the test we will create a test object, and we will name this as test. And after this we will use test repository, and then we will call a method find by id, and in this we need to pass the test id. And to do this we will use request, and we will call a method get test id. And after this we need to check the availability of this test, and to do this we will use or else throw method, and if our test is not present then we need to throw an exception. And to do this we will write an arrow function, and in this we will throw a new entity not found exception, and in this exception we will return the message as test not found, and in this we will return the message as test not found. And after this we need to get the user, and to do this we will create an object of the user, and we will name this as user. And after this we need to use the user repository to get the user, And first of all, we need to inject the user repository in this service. And to do this, we will again use @autovoid annotation. And after this, we will write private and we will mention user repository. And we will import it from repository package. And after this, we will name this as user repository. And after this, we will go back to the method. And here we will use user repository. And we will call a method find by ID, and in this method we need to pass the user ID. And to do this, we will use request and we will call a method get user ID. And after this, we will use or else throw method, and in this method we need to again throw the exception. So we will paste this code here, and after this we will replace the message with user not found. And after this, we need to calculate the correct answers of the user. And to do this, we will create an int variable and we will name this as correct answers. And after this, we will set the value as 0. And after this, we need to apply the for loop on the question responses in the request. And to do this, we will write for. And in this, we need to create question response object. So we will mention question response and we will name this as response. And after this, we will use request and we will call a method get responses to get the list of the question responses. And after this, in this for loop, we need to get the question from the DB, and then we will check the correct option and the selected option of the user, and if they got matched, then we increment the correct answers. So first of all, we will create an object of the question and we will name this as question. And after this, we will use question repository and we will call a method find by ID. And in this, we need to pass the question ID. And to do this, we will use response. And after this, we will call a method get question ID. And after this, we will use or else throw method. And in this method, we need to throw exception again. So we will copy and paste this code, and after this, for the message we will give question not found. And after this, we need to check if the question response is correct or not. And to do this, we will write if condition, and in this if condition, first of all we need to get the correct option of the question. And to do this, we will use question and we will call a method get correct option. And after this, for the comparison, we will use dot equals, and in this we need to pass the selected option of the user. And to do this, we will use response, and after this we will call a method get selected option. And if it is true, then we need to increment the correct answer. And to do this, we will write correct answers and then use increment operator. And with this, our code is completed to calculate the number of correct answers. Now we need to calculate the percentage. And to do this, first of all, we need to get the total questions. So we will create an int variable and we will name this as total questions. And after this, to get the total number of questions, we will use test. And after this, we will call a method get questions, and then we will call a method dot size. And now because we have the correct answers and the total questions, so now we can calculate the percentage. And to do this, we will create a double variable and we will name this as percentage. And after this, we will use correct answers variable and we will divide this by total questions. And after this, we will wrap this inside banana brackets and then we will multiply this with 100. And because our percentage is in double but the correct answer and the total questions are int, so to fix this we will cast these to double. And with this, our logic for the calculations is completed. Now we need to create test result and set the data. And to do this, we will write test result and we will import it from quizserver.entities package. And after this, we will name this as test result and we will initialize this with new test result. And in this test result, first of all, we need to set the test. And to do this, we will use test result and we will call a method set test. And in this, we will pass test. And after this, we need to set the user. and to do this we will again use test result, and we will call a method set user, and in this we will pass the user, and after the user we need to set the total number of questions, and to do this we will again use test result, and we will call a method set total questions, and in this we will pass our variable total questions, and after this we need to set the number of correct answers, and to do this we will again use test result, and we will call a method set correct answers, and in this we will pass our variable correct answers, and at the end we need to set the percentage, and to do this we will use test result, and then we will call a method set percentage, and in this we will pass percentage variable, and after this we need to save the test result, and then we will convert it to the test result DTO, and we will return from here, and to do this we will write return statement, and after this we will use test result repository, and we will call a method save, and in this we will pass test result, and after this to convert this entity to the DTO we will call a method get DTO, and with this our submit test method is completed in the test service implementation. Now let's copy this, and after this we will open test service, and we will mention this here, and now let's run our Spring Boot application. And as you can see, our application is up on port 8080 without any errors. And that's it for today's video. In the next video, we will complete our submit test API, and then we will test this API in the Postman.